This is the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, show number 666. Welcome to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, helping you celebrate Celtic culture through music. I am Mark Gunn. This podcast is for fans of Celtic music, not just the big names you've heard of, the Celtic bands in your neck of the woods, the ones at your festivals right now. It is here to build a diverse Celtic community and help the incredible artists who so generously share their music with you. If you hear music you love, please email the artist, let them know you heard them on the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. But also, just as important, maybe even more so, actually a lot more important, is support the musicians. They depend on your generosity to keep making music. There are many ways to do that. You can buy a CD, an album pin, a shirt, a digital download, or you can join their communities on Patreon. And if you see them live, you can hand them a $20 bill and say thank you for the great music. You can find a link to all the artists in the show notes along with show times when you visit our website at CelticMusicPodcast.com. Now this weekend, we'll be back from Europe, and I am performing at Nerdy Wonderland. This is a nerdy event in Avondale Estates, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. And if you like visiting science fiction conventions, you might enjoy this free event. I am also playing music, both solo and with my daughter, and both geeky and Celtic. So a lot of great music. It runs from 11:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Lost Druid Brewery. They're also celebrating their 5-year anniversary, so I hope you can see you there. I will have some Irish and Celtic Music Podcast CDs and album pins that you can buy and get autographed. On a different note, I'd like to just get you mentally warmed up for Plastic Free July. This is a free global movement that helps millions of people be part of the solution to plastic pollution, because we all want cleaner streets, oceans, beautiful communities. Will you be part of the Plastic Free July by choosing to refuse single-use plastics? You can find details through the link on our website at CelticMusicPodcast.com for show number 666. We kicked off the show with more. That was some Phœnix reels. It's from their album Phœnix. Next up is Telenn with the Hills of Kaitoke from the Cat's Meow.
Flanawer yon high, high hills. There's cotton rigs in yonder fields, and autumn brings the shearing. Bonny lassie, will ye gang and shear with me the Hilde line, and love will cheer us as we gang to join yon band, oh shearers. And if the desolate be strang and pierce your bonny milk white hand, it's away my hook, I'll lay it lying when we gang to the shearing. Bonny lassie, will ye gang and shear with me the Hilde line, and love will cheer us as we gang to join yon band, oh shearers. Whether it be dry, they'll say there's love between you and I. We'll shyly pass each other by when we gang to the shearing. Bonny lassie, will ye gang and shear with me the Hilde line, will cheer us as we gang to join yon band, oh shearers. And when the shearing is done and slowly sets the wintry sun, you'll be my aim till life is run, mere to join the shearers. Bonny lassie, will ye gang and shear with me the Hilde line, and love will cheer us as we gang to join yon band, oh shearers.
come by. Might not win 'em all. We can try. I will be your maid of fortune, your torch on the darkest night. And I will free your heart of troubles, lift you up from the rubble and ease your mind. I remember lonely, I remember down. Oh, I dug myself all so deep I couldn't reach the ground. Somehow there you found me, took my hand and raised me up. Now I'll do the same for you. I'll feed your heart and fill your cup with endless love, enduring care. When you need me, I will be there. I will be your maid of fortune, your torch on the darkest night. And I will free your heart of troubles, lift you up from the rubble and ease your Don't let your heart be hardened by your struggle, by your pain. I've never known a garden able to grow without some rain. I will be your maid of fortune, your torch on the darkest night. And I will free your heart of troubles, lift you up from the rubble and ease your mind. Lift you up from the rubble and ease, I'll ease your
After Telenn came the Tannahill Weavers with the Gallant Shearers from Alchemy, then the Drowsy Lags with Jigs from Everyone In, and we finished up the set with Maid of Fortune by Maggie's Wake from their self-titled album. I want your feedback. What are you doing today while listening to the podcast? You can send a written comment along with a picture of what you're doing while listening. Email me at follow@bestcelticmusic.net. When you send an email there, you will not only be able to contact me, but you also get an autoresponder on how to submit music to the podcast if you're in a band, or how to subscribe to the podcast if you're loving the show so far and you haven't done that already. Jackie Wasili emailed, I hope I got that right, Jackie. Just finished my first podcast. It was the absolute fastest hour, totally entertaining in my early, quiet morning hour awesomeness. Thank you, Jackie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Ryan Wales shared a photo from the Wolf Tones in Norwalk, Connecticut on March 13th. Hi, Mark. Here's a photo of the Wolf Tones from what they say is their last tour of the U.S. In a nod to our modern era, they had a keyboardist playing bass lines and synth strings, and a laptop was visible on stage as well. The Mac might have been for the slideshow or a click track or both. I prefer a live bassist, but their extra man made it work with his Roland. Have a great day. Fascinating. Sounds like you had a great time, Ryan. Congratulations on getting to see that show. Finally, Patrick Reiger emailed photos right before St. Patrick's Day. Hello, Mark. Celtic Pittsburgh was part of the St. Patrick's Day parade for the first time this year, and it was also my first parade on such a scale. I was part of 2 tiny parades for other occasions, but nothing like this. Pittsburgh Public Safety estimated 200,000 spectators would be lining the 1.4 miles route, and it certainly looked it. Emerging from under a railroad bridge to reach the start of the parade route and seeing the sides of the streets of downtown Pittsburgh packed with so many people cheering and whooping was a thrill. Some people were even watching from a parking garage. We had 7 people marching, 3 members marched, as well as some people who volunteered to march with us. 2 people were from the Lady McGregor Lodge number 73, the Daughters of Scotia, based in Youngwood, Pennsylvania. Besides groups honoring Irish and Celtic culture, there were other groups in the parade, including a Ghostbusters fan group, the radio program who interviewed Susan Borowski and I, the Saturday Light Brigade, asked people downtown for the parade to call in and let them know how the parade was going, so I called while we were waiting at the stage area. I have attached some photos, most to show the size of the crowd and one of the reviewing stand. Thank you so much, Patrick. That sounds like a wonderful, exciting time. I love to see all the pictures that come out of St. Patrick's Day and the parades and such. So I'm glad you got to enjoy that. Let's get back to the music. Michael Darcy and the Atlantic Tramps are up next with Sweet St. John's from Down to the Roots.
We flew into Old St. John's, our first time on these shores. Blow-ins from the mainland, not knowing what lay in store. We brought the weather with us, so the locals they did say. As the sun shone down on all of us, we were on our way. We took a walk up to Signal Hill and over towards Cape Spear. Got screeched in at Christian's Bar, then washed it down with beer. Boat tours out around the bay with rough waters and sick heads, but the bar on board saved those who had been longing for their beds. Oh, sweet St. John's, you stole my heart away. Now keep it safe until I return someday. Oh, sweet St. John's, when the time comes to leave you, just like your Atlantic waters, I'll be left so blue. Hills and valleys, there's none that can compare. And a town so full of character, with people fine and fair. As I stood gazing out to sea, I thought of my homeland and the Irish that first settled here in dear old Newfoundland. When the sun sets over St. John's, everything just feels right. The town really comes alive in the beautiful madness of the night. Music and mischief warms the soul and fills the summer air, as we take a stroll down George Street without a worry or a care. Oh, sweet St. John's, you stole my heart away. Keep it safe until I return someday. Oh, sweet St. John's, when the time comes to leave you, just like your Atlantic waters, I'll be left so blue. As the sun begins to rise, we're still here going strong, sharing drinks and memories through stories, lies and songs. I could sit on this porch forever with comrades old and new. Our last night here together, so now let's all see it through. Oh sweet St. John's, you stole my heart away. Now keep it safe until I return someday. Oh sweet St. John's, when the time comes to leave you, just like your Atlantic waters, I'll be left so blue. Oh sweet St. John's, when the time comes to leave you, just like your Atlantic waters, I'll be left so blue.
your bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lies. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. To heck with your overtime. For the good ship ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay. For to take out Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. I'm on my way down to the quay where the ship at anchor lays, to command a gang of navvies that they told me to engage. I thought I'd drop in for a drink before I went away, or to take a trip on an immigrant ship to the shores of Botany Bay. Farewell to your bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lies. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. To heck with your overtime. For the good ship ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay. For to take out Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. The boss came up this morning and he says, well, Pat, you know, if you don't get your navvies out, I'm afraid you'll have to go. So I asked him for my wages and demanded all my pay, for I told him straight I'm gonna navigate to the shores of Botany Bay. Farewell to your bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lies. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. To heck with your overtime. For the good ship ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay. For to take out Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. I reach Australia, I'll go and look for gold. There's plenty there for the digging of, or so I've been told. Or else I'll go back to my trade, and 100 bricks I'll lay, because I live for an 8-hour shift on the shores of Botany Bay. Farewell to your bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty lies. Farewell to your gangers and gangplanks. To heck with your overtime. For the good ship ragamuffin, she's lying at the quay. For to take out Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay.
She lived all alone on the shore. No one could she find for to ease her sad mind, but to wander alone on the shore, 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 but to wander alone on the shore. There was a brave captain, he sailed a fine ship. The weather being steady and fair. I shall die, this captain did cry. If I can't have that maid on the shore, 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 if I can't have that maid on the shore. After many persuasions they brought her on board. He seated her down on his chair, oh,
did cry. The captain was weeping for joy, oh. She sang it so sweetly, so soft and completely. She sang, Captain, sailors to sleep, oh, Captain, sailors to sleep. Jewels and she robbed them of wealth. She robbed them of costly fine faro. The captain's broadsword she used as an oar. She rowed her way back to the shore, shore, shore. She rowed her way back to the shore. Well, don't be so sad and sunk down in despair. And you should have known me before, oh. I sang yet asleep and I robbed you of wealth. And again I'm a maid on the shore, shore, shore. And again I'm a maid on the shore.
After Michael Darcy came Kathryn Tickell and the Darkening with Long for Light from Cloud Horizons. Then the Out of Kilters from their album Hot Potatoes, that was Botany Bay. And we finished up the show with Paisley Clothes, that was Fair Maid on the Shore from their album All on a Day. Thank you so much, patrons of the podcast. It can be hell going through your day without music, but it is through the generosity of our patrons of the podcast that you get to hear so much great Celtic music each and every week. Your kindness pays for our engineer, graphic designer, Celtic Music Magazine editor, promotion of the podcast. It allows me to buy the music I play here. It also pays for my time creating the show each and every week. As a patron, you get ad-free, music-only episodes before regular listeners. You get to vote in the Celtic Top 20, and you get a private feed to listen to the show, or you can listen to the Patreon app. All that for as little as $1 per episode. Special thanks to our Celtic legends, Marty Myers, Brenda, Karen D.M. Harris, Emma Bartholomew, Dan McDade, Kel Burrill, Miranda Nelson, Nancy Barnett, Kevin Long, Gary R. Hook, Linda McNeil, Kelly Garrod, Annie Lorkowski, and Sean Calley. Thank you so very much for supporting the music, the podcast, and me, because, again, this really helps so much for helping me to continue to entertain you, and it brings all of us so much joy. So thanks to the Celtic Legends, but thanks to each and every person who is supporting this podcast. I just my heart goes out to you. Thank you very much. Here is your 3-step plan to support the podcast. Number 1, go to our Patreon page. Number 2, decide how much you want to pledge every week. $1, $5, $25. Make sure to cap how much you want to spend per month. Number 3, keep listening to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast to celebrate Celtic culture through music. You can become a generous patron of the podcast on Patreon at songhenge.com. And every year I take a small group of Celtic music fans on the relaxing adventure of a lifetime. We don't see everything. Instead, we stay in one area. We get to know the region through its culture, history, and legends. You can join us with an auditory and visual adventure through podcasts and videos. This fall, I'm taking a small group of invaders to taste whiskey and hike the hills and dales of Scotland. And you can find out if you can still join the invasion at CelticInvasion.com. And next year, I am planning on going to Galicia in Spain, one of the unsung Celtic regions of the world. I might have a second Celtic invasion if I can make it happen. If it happens, it will be to Ireland. But go on over to CelticInvasion.com so you can be a part of either of those invasions. The Flailing Shilaleighs are up next with 7 drunken nights from Yours to Discover.
Oh, as I went home on a Monday night, as drunk could be, I saw a horse outside the door where my old horse should be. So I called the wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me who owns the horse outside the door where my old horse should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a lovely sow that me mother said to me. Well, as many a days I travelled 100 miles or more, but the sow with the saddle on I never saw before. Oh, and as I went home on a Tuesday night, as drunk could be, I saw a coat behind the door where my old coat should be. So I called the wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me who owns the coat behind the door where my old coat should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a woolen blanket that me mother said to me. Well, as many a days I travelled 100 miles or more, but buttons on a blanket sure I never saw before. Oh, and as I went home on a Wednesday night, as drunk could be, I saw a pipe upon the chair where my old pipe should be. Well, I called the wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me who owns the pipe upon the chair where my old pipe should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a lovely tin whistle that me mother said to me. Well, as many a days I travelled 100 miles or more, but tobacco in a tin whistle sure I never saw before. Oh, and as I went home on a Thursday night, as drunk could be, I saw 2 boots beneath the bed where my old boots should be. So I called the wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me who owns the boots beneath the bed where my old boots should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. They're 2 lovely geranium pots, me mother said to me. Well, as many a day as I travelled 100 miles or more, but laces in a geranium pot I never saw before. Oh, and as I went home on a Friday night, as drunk could be, I saw a head upon the bed where my old head should be. So I called the wife and I said to her, would you kindly tell to me who owns the head upon the bed where my old head should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a baby boy that my mother said to me. Well, as many a days I travelled 100 miles or more, but a baby boy with his whiskers on I never saw before. Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see. That's a baby boy that my mother said to me. Well, as many a days I travelled 100 miles or more, but a baby boy with his whiskers on I never saw before. Ah, but a baby boy with his whiskers on I never saw before.
My name is O'Connor, I'm a docker by trade, and sure you'll get to know me right well. And when work whistle blows, still in these old clothes, I head straight to the Lord Raglan Hotel. And strap me up, boys, and take me away, for I've done me time, and I've had my day. Of hell, rattle and swear at me up, boys, and take me away. Well, I drink to be merry, I drink to forget, pain to remember no more. And when I am done, I Wrap me up, boys, and take me away.
gate. And all the valleys will bloom again with bluebirds way up high. Our Jimmy will sleep in his room again. Ours was not to reason why. A precious stone set in a silver sea. Don't know where, don't know when. And a poor old man who could not leave said turned out nice again. Said turned out nice again. And all the valleys will bloom again with bluebirds way up high. Our Jimmy will sleep in his room again. Ours was not to reason why. A train of shadows across the plain, lost in time like tears in rain, turned out nice again. And all the lights will shine once more. Fire the tops of the pines once more. And all the valleys will bloom again with bluebirds way up high. Our Jimmy will sleep in his room again. Ours was not to reason why. Ours was not to reason why.
After the Flailing Shilaleighs came Medusa's Wake with Gates of Hell from Rascals and Rogues. Then Paw on the Pan by Wooden Legs from Animali. And we finished up the set with a really cool track by the Walker Roaders that was Turned Out Nice Again from their self-titled album. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you did, remember to vote in the Celtic Top 20. This is our way of finding the best songs and artists each year. You can vote for as many songs and tunes that inspire you in each episode. Your vote helps me create next year's Best Celtic Music of 2024 episode. You have just 3 weeks to vote, so go cast your vote right now. We're going to finish up with Dera Cormkilla by Ashley Davis. It's from her album, Down by the Sea. I'll be back next week. Sláinte.
Nu är dagen på en new hardere. Skarna med inte swincha småkan. Är en kecha små hör små en kär. Hidik shilajor sekar a manach lam. Should haul an champo more chawar na cara. Nature yuli me don chrejuis don cray. Nature yaki me rafren on jedoni. Isa iana gilik lor nachuti me. Makes me new mo ya her walk the brisu in a way of a touch is come along. Makes me new mo walk the queen is he fog
The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast is produced by Mark Gunn, the Celtfather, and our patrons on Patreon. The show is edited by Mitchell Peterson with graphics by Miranda Nelson Designs. Visit our website to follow the show. You'll find a link to all the artists played in this episode. Todd Wiley is the editor of the Celtic Music Magazine. Subscribe. Get 34 Celtic MP3s for free. Plus, you'll get 7 weekly news items about what's happening with Celtic music and culture online. Best of all, you will connect with your Celtic heritage. Please tell one friend about this podcast. Word of mouth is the absolute best way to support any creative endeavor. Finally, remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, and think about how you can make a positive impact on climate change. Promote Celtic culture through music at CelticMusicPodcast.com.